And today I'll talk a little bit about Lama Zopa. I think I've mentioned some of these things before. You know, for us, the first generation who went there, so much emphasis on the 8 worldly concerns and attachment to this life. Just again and again and again, the disadvantages of that. And then when we took the 8 Mahayana precepts for the last 2 weeks of the 1-month course, every morning, the disadvantages of samsara. And so these are not the kind of topics that people always want to meditate on. You want to meditate on, oh, I visualize myself as Chenrezig, and I send light out to the whole world, except all the people I can't stand. And they all love me because, as a result of that. But now you're asking me to give up attachment to the happiness of this life. But my reputation, and my tiddlywinks and my souvenirs from when I was a child, and my money, my money and my bag of dope, and, you're asking me to give this up? But really talking so much about asking us to look at how attachment motivates almost everything in our life. And if it is an attachment, it's anger that motivates the rest. And the little bit that is left is like space out time. Yeah. So he really wanted us to take a look at how we are living our life, what decisions we are making, what we think is important, what are our priorities in our life. And I was so thankful to have all of this at the beginning, and to have it repeatedly hammered in, because this really, especially for people who want to ordain, but even you don't want to ordain, for Dharma practitioners, this is the foundation attitude of understanding something about samsara and wanting to be free of it. It's not about ignoring samsara, ignoring our problems. It's like seeing what samsara is, seeing how our afflictions manifest and make us miserable in this life, and make us create the karma that perpetuates samsara again and again and again, and how the afflictions act as distractions from actually doing the Dharma practice, because we don't have time, because we're too busy ruminating and chasing all the things that we're attached to and being afraid of all the things we don't like. So this was, so important, and I'm so grateful to him for really, like I say, pounding that in. So he would teach every day, and then Lama Yeshe would come occasionally. And so Rinpoche was really intense and really on renunciation. And then Lama would come and talk about bodhicitta and make us all laugh. So it worked out quite well, But Rinpoche also, then, after doing that, then so much on mind training, and how to transform, well, the title of his book, Transforming Problems, and how to transform adversity into the path, how to use bodhicitta to deal with our problems, instead of like, wow, I have a problem, and oh, people got mad at me, oh, nobody likes me, what am I doing here? What does thought training say? Well, maybe you did something in a previous life. Me? Oh yeah, maybe also I do at this life. I criticize other people. I am not so considerate. I just do what I want and forget about how it impacts others. Oh, maybe that's why I have this problem now. Yeah. And so just emphasizing the thought training again and again and again, and really emphasizing, Rinpoche, that whatever you're learning, you have to incorporate in your practice, you know, and that practice is so important. And, you know, it's clear, I mean, Rinpoche's previous life, he was a yogi up in the Himalayas, you know, and his old cave is still there. People go and visit it. But, you know, it's so clear that he was a practitioner. And why did he have the qualities he had? Because he was really sincerely practicing, you know, in previous life and this life, you know. And so he didn't sleep, you know, in the middle of the night. He would sit up straight, meditation position, and he would be nodding off, but I think he was doing tantra practice at that time. That's just my guess. But, you know, everything to take it into the path. He also really emphasized meditating on death and impermanence as a way to help us set our priorities in life, yeah? But once we set our priorities, not to think that we have to accomplish all of our priorities by next week, and not to think that we have to excel in fulfilling all of our priorities immediately. In other words, practice diligently, but don't push yourself, yeah? So that was a very, very strong message. He also, let's see, yeah, he also talked about relying on the spiritual mentor. He translated it as guru devotion, yeah, which is a translation that I don't agree with. I think it leads to misconceptions, with all due respect to Rinpoche. In the early days, he taught it in a way that of kind of the benefits of having a good relationship with your spiritual mentor, yeah, and you know, and following the advices of your spiritual mentor. But I saw that over time, the way Rinpoche taught really changed as the audiences changed. Yeah, and he began, I mean, he emphasized bodhicitta with us a lot, and really cherishing others and the defects of the self-centeredness. But in later years, he started telling more stories. He got his way on emphasizing the relationship with the guru began to change, and he began to get much more strict and about it in certain ways, which is personally what led me to rely more on His Holiness Dalai Lama's way of dealing with things. Yeah, that, but yeah, but yeah, he was an intense practitioner, also very kind. He also had a great sense of humor. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's what I have to say about Rinpoche.